Today we will be addressing the prompt 1-2 for the first exam mini video. A pedigree has been created from the characters of the popular movie The Lion King. There are three generations represented on this slide. The first include Ahadi and his wife Yuru. The second generation is Ahadi's son Mufasa and Scar, and Mufasa's wife Sarabi. The third generation is Mufasa's son Simba and his wife Nala. In this pedigree, the squares represent the male characters and the circles represent the female characters. The trait that we will be studying today is the black mane/hair trait. As you can tell from the shaded squares in blue on the pedigree, the two characters that possess the trait are Ahadi and Scar. The first mode of inheritance studied is the X-linked recessive tree. This means to show the trait, the individual would have to be X little b y or X little b X little b. This could be a potential mode of inheritance because starting with Ahadi being X little b y and Yuru being X big B X little b, they are able to pass down the X little b and y for Scar to possess the trait, and the X big B Y for Mufasa to not possess the black mane trait. The next mode of inheritance is the autosomal dominant trait. This means that to present the trait, the individual would have to be big B or big B little b. This is a potential mode of inheritance because with Ahadi being big B little b and Yuru being little b, a big B is able to be passed on to Scar for him to possess the trait, and two little b's are passed on to Mufasa for him not to present the trait. The third mode of inheritance is the autosomal recessive trait. In order for the character to present this trait, they would have to be little b. This could also be a potential mode of inheritance because with Ahadi being little b and Yuru being big B little b, they are able to pass on two little b's to Scar for him to show the black mane trait, and also pass on at least one big B to Mufasa so that he does not possess the black mane trait. The next mode of inheritance in the Pride Lands is X-linked dominant. This would mean that if the individual had the trait, they would have to be X big B Y or X big B X big B or X big B X little b. If Ahadi is X little b Y and Yuru is X little b X little b, there is not a possibility for Scar to genetically possess the trait because he would need to get the X big B from Yuru and she does not have one to pass on. Because genetically with an X-linked dominant mode of inheritance, he would not possess the trait, and we know that he does this means he could not possess the mode of inheritance. The last mode of inheritance is Y-linked. If a trait is Y-linked, it would mean that all of the boys in the second generation would have the trait. This is true because Y chromosomes are passed down from the father to his sons only. Since Scar has the trait and Mufasa does not have the black mane trait, it can be concluded that Y-linked mode of inheritance does not work for this pedigree.